Hello, this is Becky from the Marks Group, welcoming you to our monthly Salesforce Tips and Tricks webinar. As you know, each month we post new tips to the website. On the last Tuesday of each month, we will review them by webinar. If you're not getting the Marks Group newsletter or you're watching this on our YouTube channel, please go to marksgroup.net and sign up. You can check out our past posts while you're there. I have chat enabled, so if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I may leave some questions to the end so we can dive a bit deeper after we run through each tip. So let's get started. The first topic we're going to cover is where is the edit layout for Salesforce Lightning. While going from standard to Lightning can be exciting and productive, some useful links have been removed. One of those is the edit layout link that was in standard. It was quite easy to find because it was on your each screen up at the top menu here, but now it isn't there anymore. The little tool used to allow to open up so that you could do quick screen edits in page layout and make any adjustments and view changes quickly. The ability to open page layout is still here, but it's now located under the gear icon here, the setup, and then come down here to the edit page. Now this is going to show where all of your Lightning components are. So from here, you can go ahead and edit by adding and removing and or changing where things are. I don't have my side panel here in my Lightning. I'm not a fan, so I have put my things up more like the standard because I like to see my activities up at the top and not at the side. Another way that you can edit your page layout is also to go right into your setup. And hit your object browser. In standard, your objects were in the menu on the left, and now you have a standard object manager here. And my internet isn't working well. But you would go ahead and you would have a list of all your objects here, custom and standard. So you have your account, activity, campaigns, contact, and then you would have any custom objects that you made. And then when you click into those, then you can do your fields and your page layout. So that is how you can edit your page layout, whether they're your Lightning components or your regular objects. The next thing we're going to look at are your Salesforce pick lists. Sometimes you're always going to have the same value, so why not have it already populated, save a little data entry time. Also keeping the data consistent. Reports processes will run much more smoothly when your values are correct. And setting the default, such as in orders, you always want the first stage to be draft, and then it can be set to that and then changed later on. You can set the default value when you are creating pick list entries or at any other time. We're going to go ahead and use the order object, so we'll be in our object manager, and we will come down to order, select that, and then we will go ahead and choose our fields and relationships. and I will find the stage field. Now we scroll down and we can find all of our values here that are in our stage field. As you can see, if you've already created your pick list, you can just go ahead and edit the one that you want, draft. And you can go ahead and check the box that says make this value the default or the master pick list. You can also uncheck it if you decide you want to not save, if you have draft as the default, and click save. And what I want is estimate, so I could just go ahead and click edit on estimate, check the box, and click save. And now estimate is my default. If you're creating a new one that you want to be set as default, when you create the new, click the new button and save it, you will also be able to choose if you want that to be the default value. So whether when you're creating the pick list or if you need to come in and set a default value or you want to change the default value, you just come on into your setup, object manager, choose your object, go to fields and relationships, and scroll down to the values of your pick list. And finally, for Salesforce flow and process error emails, you might be doing some process builder processes or even some flows and Apex in your development of Salesforce. And maybe you want specific people to see the error message and not the person who's logged in or the person who's created it. So when a flow does have an error, the emails are usually sent to the person that last modified the flow. Sometimes, like I said, you may want other people or a consultant to know when these errors occur, even just to monitor the processes if something happens. You can add users and external email addresses to your flow exception emails, but keep in mind that these users and email addresses also will receive all Apex exception emails, not just specific process errors. To change where your flow emails are sent, you're going to go ahead and go to your setup, click the gear icon, and we're going to go ahead and type process automation up in the quick find. And click on process automation settings. Scroll down a bit and there will be a field that says send process or flow email to. And you're going to go ahead and change that to be the Apex exception email recipient. You're going to go ahead and save that. And now we have to specify who those recipients are. So we're going to come back up here to our quick find box. We're going to go ahead and type Apex exception email. You go ahead and click on Apex exception email. And from here, you can add specific Salesforce users that are already in Salesforce, and they will use that information. You can also go ahead and type in the consultant or someone you want monitoring all of these exception error messages, and you can type that in there. And they will go ahead and also receive those messages if and when they occur. Go ahead and click Save. And now that is set up to not just go to the last person who modified the process or the flow, but will also go to the users you have specified and the external email address that you added there. All right, I don't see any questions. So don't forget that if you need more information on these tips I went over, you can view them in the post with step-by-step instructions as well as screenshots to help you navigate. Thank you for attending, and we hope you enjoyed and learned a little bit more about Salesforce. Be sure to go to marksgroup.net to get the most recent tips. I will be posting those shortly, and we hope to see you next month when we review those live. Have a great day.